Hello there again, YouTube. It's once again I, your gothic host with the most, Knox. I'm back to bring you more blasphemous brews. Today might be a bit of a redo. I know I don't speak French. Anyway, Red's Wicked Apple Ale. You might have seen this on the show before. I happen to fucking love this stuff. Full disclosure, I've of course had this before. Duh, I have to be gluten-free. No offense, but in Eau Claire, there's not a tremendous number of options for me that aren't just water with alcohol in it. Mostly water with vodka in it, I've noticed. It's really cheap to manufacture. It's really easy to mix together. And if you add a little bit of sucralose in there, you can pretty much make it taste like whatever the fuck you want to make it taste like. Which reminds me about something I wanted to go off on for just a second before we try this can of delicious apple cider. I have noticed a trend amongst the alcohol companies of taking what is admittedly very good water and then adding in very basic spirits to it, and then a little bit of sucralose, or maybe some honey, or maybe just a touch of mead, and then artificial flavorings, which they list on the back of most of these things as artificial flavorings, which means it's just syrups being poured into it, which is kind of off-putting. And then canning it and calling it a mixed drink. To me, that is not really a mixed drink, and I feel like it's kind of just taking advantage of this whole gluten-free, low-calorie trend that's been going on for the last few years. There are people like myself and my wife who have to be gluten-free. I get that for some people. It's also just nice to avoid it because it causes digestion issues in a lot of folks, and that can lead to drinking feeling really uncomfortable. Because if your guts fill up right away after your first beer, you probably don't want to drink more. So I get that, but at the same point, or at the same time rather, when you're looking in the liquor store at the huge assortment of stuff that is in the beer wall, which is better than a beer cave. Also, it's at Woodman's, which I pretty much exclusively shop at. Full disclosure, I am poor. What a surprise. At any rate, there's like 20 different brands of brewers, and I use that term loosely, frankly, who are basically just making these water cocktails. I don't know. I find something a little bit lazy about it, is I guess my whole point. And you're watching my show, so you must want my opinion. So hopefully someone out there comments below, and we can discuss this. Maybe I'm being a snob. Maybe I'm just kind of old-fashioned and I want a real drink. I don't know. I've tried a few of them before. I don't like White Claw very much. I think it's very, very light on taste. Light on taste, frankly, to the point where there really is only an essence of taste to it. And it still costs just as much per can as a fucking Budweiser does. Which I think is very shady and very sketch. If you're not even going to put enough flavor into it to make it better than tonic water, come on, fuck off. The Trulies taste amazing. I don't know what the hell they do with it. I don't know if there's just a ton of sugar in it, but those things taste like goddamn Kool-Aid. They also go down like Kool-Aid, which is the only thing I will ever warn people about. Any rate, back to the subject matter at hand, Red's Apple Ale. So, why on earth do I like this stuff so much? Because it can get you a buzz. The Wicked is 3% more ABV than the regular stuff is, which is admittedly a good cider, but I've tried it before on a day when I've also had a Red's Wicked before, and the two do in fact taste different. I think that the Red's original apple ale does not taste as full-bodied. It doesn't have as nice of a cinnamon bite. It's not as sweet, and well, I always say it's not as full-bodied, so that's really it in summation. I also think that this is actually a smoother cider product in general. It goes down better, even though it's higher in ABV and it's a little bit more carbonated, I think. It still is more comfortable going down. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm just weird. Maybe I bloviate about alcohol too much. I don't know. But at least I gave myself the excuse of using the word bloviate today. Look at this gorgeousness. Look at this fucking gorgeousness. Doesn't that just remind you of fall time and fucking orchards and campfires and drinking outside, cooking broths, fucking a slab of venison on the barbecue. It's gorgeous, right? Smells like apple juice because it frankly is. It's delicious though. It tastes like biting into a very pleasantly fermented apple, which I know an actual fermented apple tastes horrifying. I have one time in my life ever, fun fact, bitten into an apple which I did not know at that moment was fermented. It had been sitting in my fruit bowl at my mom's house for like 2 weeks, and I didn't know that fruit could go bad in like a week because they're always covered in wax, so they don't go bad very quick. At any rate, I picked up said apple, I bit into it. First bite was fine. Second bite was the most sour, god-awful thing I've ever tasted that had to do with fruit in my life. It was much like what I think the experience of sniffing a corpse flower would be like. That's what entered my mouth. So, if people who are fans of brewing ever tell you that the fermentation process smells or tastes good, they are fucking lying. It sparkles in my mouth. It's delightfully light on my tongue. It's effervescent on the back of my tongue. And when it reaches the roof of your mouth, all the little taste buds that are around your mouth really do send the message to your brain that this is a juicy fall apple. It's kind of a neat effect. I enjoy it. I give this a 7 out of 10. It's hard to make a cider that I think is better than 7 out of 10 because it's just cider. You have to add more complexities to it. You have to add spices and dress it up a little bit. Zhuzh it up, if you will. But I like drinking, so I'm going to continue drinking them. These you can get only at gas stations, either Holiday or the Hy-Vee here in Eau Claire. The Hy-Vee one has a neat little deal. If you buy 2 of them, you get it for $5. Now, if you buy 1, you get it for exactly $3.47, which I know because, again, I shop on a budget. It is slightly more expensive, unfortunately, at Holiday, which I found out a couple days ago. I didn't think to go to the Hy-Vee to get 2 instead of just 1. And it cost almost $7 to get 2 at Holiday versus Hy-Vee, where you would save $2. So again, if you're on a budget like me, it's important where you shop, which is why I always mention where I shop, because I'm trying to help people save some money and maybe plan the budget out. Just something I thought would be nice for an adult. Anyway, I love this stuff. I think you should go out and buy it. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you again to Das Zoltners for being our very first Patreon member. We really appreciate your patronage. And all of you motherfuckers out there, what are you doing to help contribute to this fucking show? I mean, really. I love your views. I love it when you click the like button. But if you want me to be able to get more treats and more things to show you, like, I have all sorts of neat shit that I could talk about. But you gotta throw a coin to your Witcher. Peace, love, and heavy fucking metal, folks. Until next time. Goodbye!